So coming back to calculations, calculations are basically used for calculations are nothing but you can say calculations can be used for custom or for generating custom fields. Okay, now for example, let's say I have this data here. I have order date in days, like for example this one is 9th 9th November 2013. So if you want to extract just year information out of this, okay, so what can you do? Right click, create a calculated field, and here you can write your custom formula. What is that custom formula? Year out of order date. That's all simple, right? This is the name field. You can give any name here. So something like I can give year of order date. Click apply. Year of order date is displayed. But see what happens if I do it like this. The calculation contains errors. Why does it contain errors? Because there is already a field with the name order date. Okay. A field named order date already exists. So you can go back. So this one, oops, sorry. This is fine. Year of order date. Okay. So one field cannot have, sorry, two fields cannot have the same name. That's one of the important points. Okay. You can also switch it from here to here, like this as a string, or in the calculation itself by clicking on edit. See this one, the str makes it a string. Okay. String of year of order date. So first you're extracting order date. From that, if you can observe these brackets, see there are two in bold, this one corresponding to this one. So that means then you're extracting year information, and after that you're making it a string. Okay. So basically what are calculations used for? To generate custom commands, calculation will be used. Okay. To generate a custom field. Basically anything custom can be accomplished by calculations. Awesome. So let's see different types of calculations present. String level calculations, date level functions, numeric, programming, aggregate, user functions, and table calculations. We'll go through each of them. Okay. Generally, you will not be asked a question what are the different types of calculations, but it's better to know. Okay. So let's see. To create a calculation, you can select anything. Oops, sorry. You can select any field, right click, create calculated field. Even from measures, right click, create calculated field. Or from analysis, create calculated field. If you want to edit an existing calculated field, edit calculated field. So these two are currently present calculated fields. Okay. Now let's talk about how to identify a calculated field. Now just now I have told you that number of records and year of order date are calculated fields. How can you identify it directly? So if you observe, earlier I told you ABC means a string. This is geographical information, date. And if you observe for calculated fields, there will be a small equals to sign before them. For example, see this, observe this one. There is hash, but next to hash to the left side, there is a small equals to symbol. Here, year of order date, ABC, that means it's extracting string information. But if you observe, there is a small equals to sign next to it, to the left side of it. That means it's a calculated field. Okay. You can edit those calculated field. You can simple edit and you can go forward. Okay. So let's start with creating a sample calculated field. Okay. Analysis, create calculated field. Now this is the name that I have, as I have already mentioned. Here you can enter your formula. So say I want to use profit by sales ratio. So profit ratio, sorry, profit ratio generally means profit by sales. Okay. So what I'll do, sum of profit by sum of sales. If I need it as a percentage, I'll do it 100. Okay. That's all. Click OK. So now profit percent is calculated. Drag and drop it here. It's 12.47. Now let's see my profit and sales. See, what is the sum of profit? In these three numbers, the second one is sum of profit and the one at the bottom is sum of sales, right? So you can calculate it and it would come to 12.47. Let's see, 286,397 divided by 2,297,201. Oops, I forgot on the numlock. 2, okay, 286,397 divided by 2,297,201 into 100. 12.467. It's rounded to the two digits. Okay, by default. Percentage is rounded to the two digits. Okay. If you want, you can also increase the number of decimals by going to format. Here you can increase the number of, say, number of decimals. Okay, you can do it that way. Do you have any questions on how to create a calculated field, a simple calculated field, and what is present in the UI of this one? This is the name, and here I have to enter the formula. Okay, is everyone clear on that? Perfect. No questions, right?
Shiva,
Okay. Yeah.
we can create calculated fields at the data source level and also.
So basically, whatever you create, it will be at the data source level. So any change will not affect your data source. This will only affect, sorry, any change that you make in Tableau will not affect your data source. Okay.
Right.
So you'll pull your data from the data source, and after that you'll make calculations. Remember in SQL, so
Yeah.
we can do something like even if you have some information on your table, you can simply extract a different information, make some calculations out of that, things like that.
Yes.
So similarly, you can also do it here.
And we cannot create these calculated fields at the dashboard level.
No, no, no. These
Yeah.
are not dashboard level. These are data source level.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can create multiple, one calculated field with the same name can be created in two different data sources. Okay. But for one data source, it should be unique. The name should be unique. Everything should be unique. Okay. Are you clear?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So let's talk about more. So earlier I showed you, if you go to here and click on create calculated field, this is the view you'll get. But if I click here, say customer name, right click, sorry, right click, and create calculated field. So this field, wherever you right click, did a right click on, right, that will be entered by default. Simple, right? So if I right click on sales and create a calculated field, sales will already be entered on the calculated field. Okay. So say I want to see the profit, okay? Sorry, see the net amount. So that means sales minus profit is what I require. So what I can do, I can give any name, sales minus profit. Click OK. Now net amount is created. Let's see in the text. 22010,804. That's nothing but my sum of sales minus sum of profit. Okay. Now one small thing you have to remember here is that here I did sales minus profit. Okay. And then sales minus profit. And finally, I did a sum of all of these. So to achieve whatever I got here, oops, sorry. To achieve the net amount, I could have done it in two ways. So sum of sales minus profit. The second option is sum of sales minus sum of profit. Okay, sum of sales minus sum of profit or sum of sales minus profit. These two are different. Now for some you might not see any difference. Okay, you might not see any difference. But what will happen if it says sum into profit? Sales into profit. Sales into profit, if that is the question, then this is different from sum of sales into sum of profit, right? Are you clear here? So for example, let's say I have two numbers, sales and profit. 1, 0, 2, 1. Okay, sum of sales into profit. What will this give me? 1 into 0 is 0 plus 2 into 1, that is equals to 2. Sum of sales into sum of profit, that is equals to 3 into 1, that is equals to, or let me write it like this so that you'll understand it better. 1 plus 2 into 0 plus 1, that is equals to 3. Okay, so this is very important on how when you're writing the calculation. Remember, sum is a type of aggregation, right? So any aggregations that you perform, you have to see where you're performing that aggregation. Okay, did you understand what I'm trying to convey? Whenever you're aggregating something, you have to understand. So for example, earlier in this case, oops, sorry, profit percentage, edit. Here I did a sum of profit by sum of sales into 100. This is the correct formula. Had I done profit by sales into 100 and then sum it, then it would not have been correct, right? Is everyone clear? Do you have any questions? What I am trying to emphasize here is where should you aggregate? Okay, no questions, so I'll move forward to the next topic. So here, if you observe here, for example, say net amount. Here I did sales minus profit. These are individual values. For each row you have a sales, for each row you have a profit, right? For each row you have a sales and profit. Now I am subtracting that way. So I can make the aggregation here on my worksheet. Whereas for the profit percentage, sum of profit and then sum of sales I did. So I did the aggregation inside the calculation. Okay, this aggregation I did it inside your calculation. So if that is the case, then you will only observe AGG, aggregate, because this is already aggregated. For all those calculations where you already aggregated, AGG will be shown. For all those not like that, you can change the type of aggregation. So for example, instead of say sum of net amount, you can do average. Okay, whereas in this case, see, there is no option like that. Okay, did you understand? Are you clear? Okay, perfect. See that everyone's clear. Okay, now let's talk about some calculations today. First, let's talk about string level calculations. Okay, first analysis, click on create calculated field. Nothing is there, but if you observe, there's a small arrow next to it. Okay, here you can see the list of functions available. These are all the functions that are possible. And if you click here, these are the different categories that your calculations are divided into. First, let's start with a string. Okay, so ASCII. What will this do? Basically, returns the ASCII code value of the first character in a string. So for example, if I give customer name, this automatically happens. Okay, this autofill. So if I write customer CUST, so by default customer name and customer ID are shown. These are your fields, right, from your dimensions and measures. These happen automatically. Okay, now let me click OK, and calculation 1 is generated. I'll wipe this out. To wipe everything out on your worksheet, you click on this icon. Now let's say customer name. See the calculation. Now if you observe clearly, the sum happens by default. For measures, sum happens by default, but there is no point in summing it up, right? What should you see? You want to see it as a dimension. So if you observe, for capital A, the ASCII code is 65, and so on. For D, 68, capital D. Are you clear why I modified this from the default sum? Now what happened in this case earlier? Why did Aaron has the value 360 next to him when it was sum? So basically, imagine a scenario like this. So name and your calculation 1. Okay, name Aaron is there. So your calculation value is 65. This is row 1. So I'll write one more column here. Row 1. Then there is row 2. Aaron might have purchased more than one, right? He might have placed more than one order. So second, 65. Third, Aaron, 65. So like this. Sorry. 4, 5, 6. So in Aaron's case, he basically made 6 calculations. Okay. So that is the reason you can see 390 here. Sum of, sum of all the 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, sum of these 65 into 6, 390. That's the reason you see the number 390 here. Let's see that with the number of records. Okay, so what I did just now is, let me elaborate this a little bit. Put this here. Okay, awesome. So here I have number of records on the right side. Oopsie. Okay, number of records. And this is my calculation one. This is sum of calculation one, right? So for each record, Aaron was getting the number 65 in this value. Because I had 6 records, 65 into 6 is 390. Okay?
Mhm.
Are you clear in this one? Why 390? So what can we do here? Instead of sum of calculation one, you could have achieved an average. Okay? But because this is a measure, this dot 00 is shown. Or you could have done like a median of calculation 1. That's my 65 as well. But if you do sum, then it's not correct. Okay? Done an attribute also. Are you clear? Why 390 here? So for example, in case of Aaron Hawkins, his name was repeated 11 times. So he was supposed to get 65 number. Instead he got 715. So 715 by 11 is 65. So if you do average or anything, you can see the number 65 here. Similar to any others. For, I'm sorry, I cannot say for Yana Sorensen, you are seeing 12 number of records, and because we used average, the value you see here is correct, 89. But if it was sum, by default for measures, sum is going to happen. 1068 is being shown. So whenever you use a calculation, you also have to make sure how it is being displayed on your worksheet. Okay, perfect. So let's talk about more calculations. Edit. Now earlier we saw ASCII, right? Let's go to string. And the next one is char. So what will char do? Char converts the given integer ASCII code into a character. So basically reverse of ASCII, right? Do you have any questions in the function char? Anyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead. The next is contains. Okay, so contains returns true if the string contains the substring. That means if you have given a calculation, so for example, out of all of these, you want to find all Adams, okay, ADAM. So what you'll do, contains customer name. This is my string. And what is my substring? Because it's like this, Adam. Okay, I want to search Adam in this customer name. So I can also give it like this. Okay, customer name Adam. So what will it do? Basically, it will try to find all those users with the Adam name. It can be anywhere. It can be in the start, it can be in the end, anywhere. Okay. Now, why do we use this contains generally? So for example, if we take a look at the data, see this order ID, CA 2013, and then there's some number, unique number. So what this actually states is that here we have a country code. Here we have the year 2013, 2012, 2011. Observe the order dates and the date year that mentioned here. And then we have a unique ID. So if this column was not there and someone asked you to find out or extract all the 2013 orders from this, all the 2013 orders, then what can you do? You can basically split it or create a calculated field, okay, and use contains 2013 like this. Now let's see, I'll create this calculation field. Okay, so for example here, all those with the 2013 word are displayed true. Without that, false is being displayed. Okay, now once you go into your dashboard, say here, you have a list of all the order IDs, right? So let's place the order ID first. Okay, and then from your calculation 2, you can put it on the filter and select all truths. See now, all the order IDs have 2013. All of them are coming in the year 2013. So this is a use case that we can use with the key, with the function contains. Okay, perfect. That's my contains. Let's see more functions. Ends with. So now that we saw contains, that means if the string contains the substring anywhere. When you said ends with, that means it should end with that substring. Okay, if I gave something like this, then it would be incorrect. The calculation is correct, but the business logic is incorrect. Okay, so make sure what you're writing. Okay, ends with. Similar to ends with, we have a starts with. If it's going to start with that, then it will return a value of true. Okay, if that is not the case, then it will return value false. Okay, perfect. Ends with, starts with, and contains. You can simply group these three things together. Find. So what does find do? Basically, find will search for this substring and return the position where it found that substring. Okay, so in a simple calculation like this, find calculation, and the substring he gave was ALCU, and it will return the value 2 because ALCU starts from the second position from the left. Okay, any questions in this? Perfect. Find nth. What does nth do? See, returns the position of the nth occurrence of a substring within a string. Nth occurrence. And if the substring is not found, the value of 0 is returned. Okay. Next one is date. If the string you entered is a date or in the date format, then it will return the value true. If not, false. Perfect. Next, left. Left basically concatenates from the left side. Concatenates means cuts it. So in this case, left of calculation comma 4. That means extract the first 4 letters. First 4 letters are CALC. Okay. Len. Len returns the number of characters in the given string, or basically it will return the length of the string that you gave. Okay, len of calculation is 11 because there are 11 characters in this string that we gave. Lower. What does lower do? Basically, lower uncapitalizes your string. That's all. Basically converts to lowercase. If it's in the lowercase, then it will remain in the lowercase. If it was in the uppercase, then it will be converted to lowercase. That's all. Similar to lower, we have an upper also. Upper of product is product. Okay. Next is ltrim. What ltrim will do is return the string with any leading spaces removed. So sometimes what happens is in your strings there will be a space before that keyword. So to remove that space you can use ltrim. Ltrim will remove all the spaces to the left side. And we have a similar function to the opposite is rtrim. This will remove all the spaces to the right side of your keyword. And trim. Trim will basically remove both the left side spaces and right side spaces. Okay.
Mhm.
Max. So max, you might have already known max. Max is very simple. So max finds the maximum. For example, in a case something like this, okay, in a case something like, oh, let me give the customer name that would be familiar. In a case like this, Aaron is minimum, Aaron Bergman is minimum, and Zushas is the maximum. Okay, so basically once you order it in the alphabetical order, which is maximum and minimum, that can be found with our max and min functions. Okay, so next let's see here. Okay, lower max. Similar to max, we have a min also. Returns the minimum of an expression. Then we have a mid. Basically, if you want to extract the middle part of something, for example, if you give mid of Tableau software comma 9, that means after the ninth letter, including the ninth, it will give you that whatever is left out. Basically, opposite of left. So in this case, left comma 4 will give you CALC, right? And in mid, if you give mid of the same words, calculation comma 4, then what will it do? From fourth letter, that means from C till the end, your result can be get provided. Okay, that's my mid. You can also extract some of them. So for example, in earlier case of order ID, I could have used mid. The string is order ID. The start was fourth letter and the end was seventh letter. This will extract my year. Let's see this. Order ID. Let's see if what I wrote was correct. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I thought so. 4 with 4. Yeah, okay. So this basically extracted the year out of that. So this would have been a better calculation for me rather than by writing the word contains earlier. Okay, perfect. A string, mid, max, all of these. These 4 will be your homeworks. Okay, simple. You'll easily understand these. These are with wild cards. Okay, if you did not understand anything, please let me know or send an email that you couldn't find anything. That's good enough. Okay, reg expression, extract, extract nth, match, replace. You can find the normal ones here. Replace. So what will replace do? You basically give a string, a substring, and replacement. So wherever your substring is found, you'll use the replacement. So something like in Excel or Word, you'll use Control R, right? So from here, you have a find, but sometimes you have replace also. In Word, we use it. Word or Excel, we use Control plus R.
Mhm.
So that's the same thing. Okay. So it will replace whatever you have. Right, we have already seen. Similar to the left. Left extracts the first four letters, in this case, or first n letters, and right extracts the last n letters. That's all. Okay. Next is space. Basically, space will put the number of spaces, whatever the number of spaces that you want. So for example, space of 2 will give you 2 spaces. That's all. Just to get space. Awesome. The next is split. Split, basically what it will do is you can split your keyword. So in Excel also we use this string, delimiter, and token number. Token number we don't use it in Excel, but string and delimiter are generally used. For example, oops, let me open Excel. In this one, under data menu, you have an option of text to columns. So let me write something up here. Shiva-2013. Here I'll give name dash year. Okay, this is the format it's present in right now. So to convert this text to columns, what I'll do, it's delimited. Next, instead of tab, it's by this one. So wherever this symbol is present, it will divide the data right there. Okay, click next, finish. Okay. Now if you see, name and year are separated, two different cells, and Shiva 2013 are separated in my text to columns option. So similarly, you have the same thing here in split. Split, you have a string, you have a delimiter, and then a token number. What this token number will do for you is this token number will find that nth split and give you that as a result. So in this case, split of 2, that means second part, give me the second part, that is B. You can get it from here. If you have given minus, then it will calculate from the right side. So second one from the right should be given. That's C. Okay, that's it. Those are our string functions. In this case, left, right, lower, upper, L trim, R trim, trim, length, replace. Seen all of that, right? Any questions in the string level functions? So Sandeep asked a question. Can you explain once again how to use mid instead of a formula? Oh, you want to see how it works, Sandeep? Basically the logic or what will it extract? Yeah. So basically here I have mentioned earlier that the first two letters, okay, the first two letters are a code of the state it's being called from or whatever. Okay. And the next four letters are the year where the order was placed. So let me go to the data source. Okay. In this case, let me delete this. So here I have an order ID and this is my order date, right? And in this order date, if you observe, when when is this order date happened? Like basically, what is the order date? 2013 is the year in which the order was placed, the order date. If you observe the order ID correspondingly, 2013 is placed in the next four letters. Okay, and then the last six letters correspond to the product to which order was placed. Okay, this is my code. Basically say he applied from a computer. Okay, this is from a store directly. So CA means a code. Then the next four letters are the year in which the order was placed. So if see, imagine this column was not there for me, but still someone came to me and said, okay dude, this is the logic behind how this order ID was populated. Okay, so from the fourth letter till the seventh letter you can find your year. Okay, if they told me like that and someone asked me to find the year, all the orders that were placed in the year 2013. So what can I do? Right click, create a calculated field. On this order ID I want mid function. Okay, from mid, when should the start be happening? From the fourth letter. For how many letters? For four more letters. That's all. So let's create this calculation tool. Click OK. See this calculation tool now. It basically extracted four letters from the fourth letter. Four letters from the fourth letter. If it's confusing, say if I need to extract the order ID at the end, just this six letters. Okay, then how will I write? 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. So from ninth letter, extract six letters. If I write it like that, oops, sorry, extract six letters. From ninth letter, extract six letters. From ninth, that means starting with all these ones, extract six letters from there. So to extract my year from the fourth letter, that means starting from this 2, extract four letters. Click OK. Okay, so this is the years that I have. These are all the years where the order was placed, 2014, 2014. Okay, are you clear, Sandeep? Any other questions, guys? Perfect. So let me close the session for today.